What's going on, everybody? We're here with another ceramic coating application on a Tesla Model Y. We're going to be doing this. Model Y, this is my sister-in-law's car. Again, because I'm still trying to, get better every single day. So we're going to go in for, this is newly bought, just was bought, I think, a few months ago in July or something like that. I can't, is it July? Around there? June? July? June. Something like that. So yeah, it's around June, summertime. It just was bought. It's September. It's only been around for, a few months for sure. And it's really nice. I've been the one maintaining and, detailing it inside and outside. So, I know I haven't really left any swirls or scratches. It looks really good paint-wise. So we're just going to do a little polish with some Meguiar's Ultra Speed finishing polish. But today's main video is going to be all about the Detail Co's ceramic coating, the thick one, which is a 5-year ceramic coating. And I bought this because they had their insane deal during Labor Day. The was like a warehouse sale. I forgot what it was called. It was a really good sale, really good deal. It was buy one get one free. So buy one for $75 and you get another one free. So I bought one to get the other one free. I thought it was a really good deal. It's a 5-year ceramic coating. It's kind of tough for the value and the quality for 5-year ceramic coating for that price is really hard to find. So we're going to do that on this car today. Make sure, we ceramic coat it. We're going to do, again, like I said, a polish. And the polish today we're going to be using is the Meguiar's, like I said, but the pads, I meant to say, is the Edge Guard from Buff and Shine. We have 2 black foam pads there, which are the finishing pads. And then we also have the 3-inch pad here we're going to use for the 3-inch backing plate here on the SPTA 3-inch DA. And then we have the 6-inch backing plate of the Bauer from Harbor Freight DA. So we're going to use both of these. We're going to be using the Freebirds to wipe off the compounds from the House of Rags, and then we're going to be using the Auto Fibers Mr. Everything. I didn't get the Mr. Twister because I bought these actually at my local H2O detail supply, and they just didn't have the Mr. Twister. So I got the Mr. Everythings to use as my step 1 and step 2 for the leveling of the coatings. The level 1 of the initial coat, and then the level 2 buffing. So that's kind of that's our whole arsenal right here. This is the setup that we're going to be going and knocking this out. My brother's already gone along taping a good amount of the car for the trim, and then we're going to tape off the plastic part as well. So I'm probably going to show you guys me doing the hood and maybe parts of the doors and stuff like that, and then of the polishing step at least, and then we'll do the whole process of us doing the whole hood with ceramic coat, Detail Coat thick, and see how it works, how it applies. The previous ceramic coating I've only used 2 in the past. One is from the training class I took, which was from P&S, and that was Inspiration Stout, and I believe that's a 5 to 7 year coating, I believe. And I got certified to be a certified installer for them. So I've used that ceramic coating. I've used Technician's Choice. I don't have it with me, but the graphene coating. And that one's a 2-year ceramic coating. So this is my first time using Detail Co's products. I've never even used any of their chemicals. This is the first time I've ever used, the ceramic coating from Detail Co or anything Detail Co related. But of course, I've used a lot of House of Rag stuff, So yeah, today, let's get started. First things first is going to be doing the polishing step on the hood. So let's get on over to the hood and knock out the polishing step. All right, guys, so I actually forgot to record, and well, my brother forgot to hit record. We thought we were recording because we did the second clip. We didn't record it. So the first thing that we did was just did this side of the half of the hood, but we're gonna just do the other side real quick so we can talk about it. But I did talk about the towels. I'm gonna be using the Firebird, or the Freebird, sorry, to wipe off the compound. That's what I'm using. I mentioned to display that this is the 500 GSM V2. The 600 GSM V3 is also out, but I just didn't get those. But yeah, these are actually really nice towels. They're real soft, plushy, so when you go in there, wipe off your compound, you're not having to worry about potentially scratching this paint, especially when you're polishing, because you got to go back and do it again, and then it's a whole hassle, right? So yeah, we did this little section of the hood, but we're gonna go ahead and do the middle of the hood and the other side of the hood. But first thing I want to show you guys, or the first things I want to talk about too, a couple things. With the fact that we're using a polishing compound, again, we're really only using the polishing compound because we do have some paint sealants on there. I think on this specific car, we've definitely used Beadmaker in the past, but then we ended up switching to Quiver's Hot Coat from Josh V. And yeah, so that's why we're using a polish to remove basically just like the whatever type of sealant that's on the actual car. That's what we're trying to polish it off. I'm not going to do crazy 2-step paint correction. There's no need to go aggressive on this car. And the paint's really, I would say, it's pretty soft, at least. I don't know. To me, it's probably pretty delicate. I don't know. There is some chips on the car, but my brother maybe in the future will get the chip repair kit and try to touch that up. But for right now, still, we're going to go ahead and polish the car off. And so we're gonna, right now we've only done, so we're switching up angles. The cops just pulled up, not on us. They rolled by down the street and it was really loud. But right now we've done the left side here, and we're gonna do the middle section and then this section as well. And then, yeah, we're pretty much gonna show you guys a little bit other steps of like the car, the back maybe. Just because the whole point of today's video is about detail coat ceramic thick and how we're gonna apply it. How do I feel, beating wise, smooth wise. I don't know if you guys can tell I'm sweating. It's really hot. It's like, I don't know, and the garage is it's just even hotter in the garage. Whatever it is they say outside, in here it's an extra 15 degrees. It's super hot in here. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and apply a little bit more. We've already kind of primed the pad. We just didn't get to show you guys because again we didn't hit record. So we're gonna prime the pad up a little bit right there with 4 or 5 little dots. And then we're gonna go ahead and go on low speed here. We're only polishing, no need to really go in there and correct. We'll spread it around. All right, and I left the, oh, there it is. It's on the hood. I don't know, I was like, where did I leave it at? We'll buff this off too, right here. And make sure we get a good buff right there. So yeah, I'm not really expecting like crazy enhanced gloss because it was, I'm telling you, it was really new. It's not like a used car, it's like brand new off the lot. I'm assuming obviously they probably had their own detailers come and do something, but I'm gonna just polish this off. You know, this Meguiar's compound isn't probably the friendliest to go ahead and buff off, but might have to just go back in there and retouch it up. Looking pretty solid. I'll touch this whole side up right now too, and then level it all off, but I just smacked the mic with the cable. All right, so we're gonna do this third of the hood. We're gonna get all the little compound out the way. And yeah, we'll probably show you guys us doing a door or something, and then we'll get back to doing ceramic coating on here. All right, the car is now fully polished. We did everything. We took the taping off the trim because detail code does say on there that it is applicable. It does work with trims. It just test spot's recommended. So we're gonna go ahead and do a test spot, but we're not gonna worry about that right now because first thing we got to do after you polish the car, you want to go ahead and put a paint prep on there. Today's paint prep and my paint prep of choice that I've been using is P&S paint surface coating prep because this is the one I used when I trained, so I've just been used to using this one. But the reason why you want to use this, again, a lot of you guys probably already know, but you want to spray this onto the panel to make sure you remove body oil from you even touching with your hands and stuff like that, and also the compound residue. That's probably the most important thing, to make sure the surface is completely prepared and ready for that ceramic coating. So we're going to go ahead and spray this on, wipe it off. The rag of choice today, which I know we're talking about the detail coat, the House of Rags, we're using Mr. Everything's from Auto Fiber. Again, the Mr. Twister wasn't available at my shop, and I didn't want to have to wait to order it online. So I am going to be using the Mr. Everything's here. These are a 70-30 blend. I've talked about them in my previous video because we did a ceramic coating video on that one as well, but it's a 70-30 blend, 390 GSM, and it's, yeah, the terry pile, and it's edgeless. So that's kind of the one that we're going to do for the panel prep, and the same thing is for the ceramic coating. So we're just going to spray this onto the panel, and then I think it's on. We're on. There you go, a little spritz right there. Keep it up on the towel, and we're just going to wipe it down. So we're going to wipe down the whole car, and we'll get back after we're done panel prepping, wiping down the whole car. Me and my brother are going to go around and do the whole thing. Car is fully panel prepped, ready for the ceramic coating, for that detail coat thick on there, 5-year ceramic coating. We're gonna do a top-down view. I kind of wanted to talk about on the there's a car going through, probably a Honda Civic. Detail code thick ceramic coating. I'm on the House of Rags website right now, my brother's phone. I'm going to show you guys and talk to you guys about some of the, you know, I guess this, I don't know, I was going to say stats like I'm playing a video game or something, but yeah, $79.99 for a 30 ml. We call it thick for a reason. Apply it to your vehicle for the longest lasting, super hydrophobic and glossy ceramic coating we have available. You have to witness the thickness. So we'll go ahead and see about that. Extreme slickness that doesn't fade away. Extreme hydrophobics, up to 5 years of durability. So up to 5 years, obviously if you keep it, they say up to 5 years because it could last, it can last 3 years, but it's just depending on if you keep it parked outside, is it, how often do you maintain, when you ceramic coat, you have to wash it a certain way, do you keep up with the maintenance? So that's why it's up to 5 years. Directions, step 1, apply 15 to 20 drops on the applicator pad. And I forgot to mention that when you buy the detail coat, it does come with their applicator pad, which is pretty cool. At least you get yourself a pad right there to go ahead and, you know, you don't have to go out and buy another one. Thick has a 1 hour ready to cure time, and it's made with moisture cure amino resins that cure fast with higher humidity. If you're in a dry climate with low humidity, you can level thick with a damp final level towel on your second wipe and buff with a Freebird towel. This will set the top layer of the coating for faster turnaround time in your shop, 7 days for a full cure. So you get your initial cure at 1 hour. I don't think I said that, but it says the thickness has a 1 hour ready to cure time. So after we ceramic coat this in an hour, it should be, you know, good enough to go hit the road, right? You don't have to wait a certain amount of time, you know, for 24 or 48 hours like on some other ones. But this one should be ready to go in an hour, and it's fully cured within in 7 days. So, and then also right here, guys, it is very hot outside. You guys can tell, you know, we've been out in the garage sweating a lot. So it's really hot. It's sticky hot, so it's pretty humid in here. So we're not going to have to worry about having to get a damp towel to wipe it off and buff it off. So we're going to go ahead and get started doing half the, I'm going to do like how Jamie did it. I checked out Jamie's video on how he did it. He did half, or a good amount of the hood on there, and you're able to see like that half and half. So that's what I'm going to do today. We're going to knock out half this hood. We're going to do a top-down view. You guys can see the difference of the color and see if it really deepens and glossens that. What color is this called? Space? Stealth gray is the color of it. So hopefully it makes it like super stealth gray, if that makes any sense. So we're going to go ahead and apply the applicator pad to the ceramic coating to the applicator pad. Again, the first one you want to add around 15 to 20 drops, and after that you want to go for like 5 to 10 or something like that. I've already shaken the bottle up a good amount before I even started this, but always remember to shake your chemicals, stuff like that. Make sure everything's ready to go. All right. You'll be sick if you have. Some company needs to make this. I just thought about it. They should make this. It's going to be kind of bougie and high tech. Not a lot of people are going to want it. But if you remember, if you go to Home Depot, you can get them to go in there and mix your paint with there's a little device that mixes your paint. You put it in there and it does circles and all that. That'd be kind of sick if they had one for ceramic coatings where you put it in there and it mixes it for you, like let's say the last 2 minutes before you ceramic coat. Because you have to mix this good. My brother's looking at me like I'm crazy. All right, whatever. I think it's a good idea. Someone's gonna make it. House of Rags, if you do it, I gotta get a cut. All right, so the first one right here, right? We're gonna show you guys right here on the applicator pad. I'm gonna drop about. Okay, that's like, yeah, we're gonna go a decent amount right there. Yeah, boy. All right, that should be good for the first layer right there, right? The initial coating, that should be good for me. We're gonna do half the hood and then the other half. Or sorry, we're going to do a quarter to do the half, and then we'll show you guys a top-down view of how it looks. If you guys haven't seen how I do it, I kind of do the wet line method here. And then we're going to go down to right here. Bang. Box it in here, and then now we're ready to just boom. And then it says 30 seconds to a minute for the curing. Sorry. And I did see Jamie go back over it just so he doesn't miss out any spots. So we're going to do the same here. And see how that looks right there. So we got a quarter of the hood right there done. And then we're going to let this cure. It says 30 to 60 seconds. All right, so my dad, had to say some stuff. But you guys can see the sweating is pretty decent there. It's a good amount. You guys can see from the lights. It's got that sweating on there. It says 30 to 60 seconds. So as you guys can see the pattern there, we're going to make sure we follow the same line that we put on, right? So we don't want to miss a spot. So I'm gonna go ahead and start where I buffed off. I'm gonna follow the line here, go across, and come down, and then now we're good to go. And wipe it all off on the initial buff, and then we'll do obviously a deeper buff, a real buff on the step 2 right here. So I have 2 different towels. Make sure you have 2 different towels. I unfortunately only have one color. I got white towels, so I gotta make sure I don't forget. And then the second one's a buff off, right? So we're gonna buff off here. Get a good amount there. Making sure we get that leveling right so we don't have a high spot. And then follow that outline. Same thing, right? Kind of how you apply it, you kind of want to buff it off the same way. So there we go. Bang. And we got a quarter of it done. You can't really see from here, huh? Like it's... We're going to see when we do the other half. We're going to do the second half right now. So this is my second buff. Don't forget, it's my second one. All right. So now, I can kind of see it from like a certain angle. Maybe we need a little bit better lighting, but I can tell like my line was right here. And then we're going to do this half right here. Now the second time you apply it, right, you want to put a little bit more dots. Not the full like 15 to 20. You want to put a little bit of more dots like that. And I believe we came down to around here. So we're going to come right here. And then draw across the wet line. Come down. Up. And back down here. And draw the box, and we're coating. Super simple, not anything complicated, complex. Bam, right there. And make sure we don't miss this spot right here. And it's sweating and beating up right there. Already, it's pretty fast. I mean, it's hot in here, guys. It's sweating up pretty quick. So let that beat up and sweat for a little bit. I'm just checking over my work here. And then we're going to go ahead and buff that off with the first initial wipe. I can't forget the first one. So if you have different, definitely go ahead and buy 2 different rags, guys. Don't be like me, get one towel, because you're going to kind of forget, oh my God, was this step 1 or step 2? So I definitely recommend 2 different color towels. So yeah, we're going to get ahead, follow the pattern that we put on. And all the way up here. And wipe buff the first initial level here. And then we're going to get the step 2 rag right here and follow up with the buff. And then follow up where we were just placing our hatch pattern kind of right here. All right, so now it is ceramic coated. Half the hood is coated. Let's see if we can see a difference. I feel like maybe it's the color of the car. I saw Jamie's video, and you could tell like pretty significantly that it was like way darker. But I think it's just the color of the car probably. So I'm gonna go over. I feel like a whole buff right there on the hood. Don't want to leave any high spots. But it's real glossy for sure. Gloss, slick. It's a little bit of help with the polish, a help with the ceramic coating for sure. It's kind of hard to tell, I feel like, to see, right? Doesn't really, I feel like you can't really tell like that. He had like a real, you could tell there's like a clear darkness when he did it. On here, you can't really tell that much. I mean, it looks good from here. Yeah, so we're gonna do the next side of the hood and the rest of the car. And yeah, so I'll give my final thoughts after we're done with the whole initial car, and then I'll get my final thoughts on the coating and stuff like that. So, and then we'll also make sure to do a test spot on the trim, because I'm actually curious to see how it's going to work on this car. So we'll do that. I guess maybe that'll be the next clip. We'll show you guys a little parts of the trim and seeing how I guess it bonds with the car. We'll see. So we're gonna do that test spot I was talking about on the trim. We already did, you know, basically the whole front is already done. We got the doors left, the pillars, and the bumper as well, then the trunk as well. So we're gonna do a test spot on the trim. So we're gonna come down here at the trim. I'm gonna just do a little spot. I'm gonna call it right there. And as you guys can see, it's really hard to tell, I think. Can you tell the darkness on the camera? It's pretty dark here, and then it goes back to like the original black. It wasn't faded or anything, but it looks like it deepens that black trim up a little bit. So we'll let that sit on there for a little bit, maybe 30 seconds. Or can you see it go up? Oh, you can see it. It's pretty good on camera. I'm not tripping. So you can actually see it goes to a lighter black to a not gray, but it's still, because it's a new car, guys. It's not gonna like make it like there's no restoration needed, right? But yeah, so we're gonna buff that off with our level 1 towel here and see how that looks. And then level 2 towel, it looks good to me. You can tell slightly. I believe it was right here. Actually, can you tell? It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but I feel like I can. Yeah, you can't really tell where it once was. But I still think it's good, so it looks safe to me. Doesn't look like it's gonna mess it up. So I'm not gonna focus on doing the trim, right? Because I want to make sure I have enough, you know, coating to do the whole car, which I think we're definitely gonna be able to. So we're gonna just do the whole trim whenever we get to it. And yeah, again, I'll see you guys at the next clip where I talk about my review about this. Because I have one bad thing to say actually so far. So the car is fully ceramic coated. We did the trim as well, and as well as the plastic on top of the cameras as well. So we did that all fully ceramic coated, 5-year coating by Detail Co's, fully applied. And the good thing is we don't have to do the hood because the hood's actually glass, so we don't have to worry about doing the glass. I'm gonna have to get a different glass coating to actually ceramic coat the glass as well, but that's gonna be for another day. And yeah, so we have the applicator pad and the trim. Sorry, the applicator pad is a little dirty from the trim, and that's what I want to talk about. So the trim, it does work on the trim. The only thing is I would definitely recommend getting a different pad to do it because you don't want to use the same one because it has a potential of getting, you know, a little dirty on there. Definitely recommend doing the trim because this will restore, or not restore it, but it's going to protect it from you having to restore it in the future from the sun. It's going to just fade, and then now you have to bring it back. So now you're kind of in protecting it. Obviously, you got to maintain it over time. But my final thoughts on the coating. I think the coating is really nice. It's really easy to apply. I feel like it's kind of hard to mess up. It's kind of like a wipe on, wipe off because it's only 30 to 60 seconds for it to cure. I would say definitely in the heat, like for us, it was like 20 seconds. It was like real quick. You can see it beating up. It didn't have to take that long. So I like that because there's some that take 2 to 3 minutes. And when you're talking about doing the whole car, especially in a larger vehicle, it's going to add up time and take a lot longer. So for this only being 30 to 60 seconds, I think sometimes for us it was like 20 seconds, depending on the panel. If it was if it was more outside in the air, it was dry a little better. So really easy to apply. Only 30 to 60 seconds to wipe on and off. I think the one part, not downfall from it, because it is literally called thick. But when you do wipe off that initial first coating, I feel like it's a little tuggy. It's a little like that grag that I was using, the Mr. Everything's, it was kind of, when you go across the panel, it felt like the towel kind of grabbed on a little bit. That's one thing I guess I would say is kind of negative, but I don't know. It's literally called thick, so I mean, they weren't lying. It's really thick.
Girl, you're thicker than a bowl of oatmeal.
And if you guys can see, the gloss is really nice. I wouldn't say it deepened it because it's a newer car, so it's not like it really needed like a restoration on the paint or anything. It still looks really, really nice, really glossy. I would say it looks really like a wet car. It looks wet. And yeah, I like the way it looks. The finish is really nice. Definitely, maybe we'll get some shots of it in the sun right now. We'll let it sit in here for a little while, and then we'll get some more, videos of it in the sun, so you guys are able to see, the glistening of it and seeing the reflectiveness of the paint. Because in the garage, not the best lighting, but we'll take it onto the sun to wrap it up. But overall, my thoughts on the ceramic coating are really, really cool. I like it a lot. Again, just that tugginess when you're wiping off that first initial coat is a little bit tricky sometimes, I guess. You kind of want to hold on to the whole towel, not a little edge, because it can kind of bunch up on you. And then that second coating, though, that second wipe off is super easy. They don't lie. It's super slick, hydrophobic. We'll see obviously later on the maintenance wash. But the applicator pad, Where is it at? Oh, right here. So the applicator pad they do provide. Now I do use the auto fiber micro. I don't know where it's at, but I don't have it with me. But on the previous video I used it. But this is the same kind of, concept of it, right? Because it goes half and half. The one thing I don't like about it is that it's one color, so you don't know what half you already used. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard. You got to make sure you leave it down on the same side, because the auto fiber ones have two different colors. Like the one I have is green on the bottom layer, gray on the top, so okay, the gray one's where I used, right? So you can kind of have a visual of clue of like, okay, what side did I use? But other than that, I'm really happy with the results. It looks really nice. We're going to take it out to the sun and show you guys some of the shots. All right, guys, here we're going to get a few shots of it in the sunlight. It's glistening, it's glossing, it's watery. It looks really nice. We added some tire shine too to just make it pop a little bit. But the finished product looks really, really nice. I'm not gonna lie, it's windy, a little windy right now, so there's some dust and a little bit of stuff falling on because we have trees and leaves everywhere, so a little bit of dust particles are probably gonna be on there. But it looks really nice, really, really nice. It's real like reflective, glossy. Everything that they're saying, it works, man. And we still got to do the glass, so the glass is not. We got to still clean the glass. But yeah, I'm really happy with the final product. We're gonna test the hydrophobics on the maintenance wash. So if you guys want to keep up with the maintenance wash, we'll do like maybe a week or two. The full cure is in 7 days. So after that 7th day, maybe 8th or 9th, we'll try to get a wash on and seeing how the hydrophobics are, and we'll do a 1 week update test or our first wash with the Detail Co. Thick on there. So hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Leave a like, subscribe, leave any recommendations, some other coating, some tips, whatever you guys want to let me know in the comments down below. Hype the video as well. There's a new thing on YouTube. I'd appreciate it if you hype the video. Helps out smaller channels, smaller creators. So I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.